Today we are going to create an amazing automation workflow where you can just type a message in Telegram channel and you will get an amazing LinkedIn post with everything proper. There will be proper hook, there will be perfect body, and there will be perfect CT at the end so that people can interact with your post and they can like comments over there. And there is one more thing over here. So whenever you message in the Telegram, you will get a feedback. Does this post look good? If everything looks good, then you can just accept it and it will go to the LinkedIn. If you don't like it, you can write a message what kind of a changes you want, and with that changes you will get another message. Now does it look good? If you accept it, it will go to LinkedIn. Let's start the workflow. So now it's waiting for my trigger. So I can go to Telegram and I can tell him to write a message. So I will tell create a post. So now that has been triggered. So now it is going through the Perplexity. So I have choose Perplexity over here because Perplexity provide the latest information which we want to search. And I have also given some additional information over here. We'll take into the account and it will create an amazing post. So now it's waiting for me again in the Telegram. So now let's go to Telegram and you can see we have got our post over here. So it is asking, does this LinkedIn post look good? So there is some information we can see. It has amazing hook over here. The AI is getting a major boost and it's coming with a 500 billion price tag. Here is the scoop. And now we have a body, perfect body over here. And at the end, we can see we have an amazing CTA. What do you think? Is AI steering us in a golden era or creating another tech problem? Let's chat in the comment. So you can see it is a LinkedIn perfect post. But if you don't like, we can respond. We can select two options. Do you like it or don't like it? We can accept or decline. So let's decline it. And we can say, I want to have latest Meta Llama 4 model news in post. Okay. Since we can see in this post, we don't have information regarding the Meta, which they have released the latest Llama model, which has the 10 million token over there. I want that information for my audience. So I can just go over here. I have declined it and I can write a feedback. I will submit it. After submitting, if you go to the workflow, we can see that it has gone to the false branch and now it is writing the post again. So now again it's going through Perplexity. Then it will go through the AI agent where it is our main brain which write this amazing post which we saw just now. Now it has again came to Telegram for us to review. Now I go to Telegram. Now you can see we have another message where we can see that it has information regarding the Llama 4 model which we asked in the feedback. And again, it has everything. It has the hook, it has the CTA and everything which we want. So this is the thing which we are going to create in today's video. So stick till the end because there are so many things which goes behind this workflow and there are so many things where I have gotten stuck while making this workflow. So all I'll be sharing in the video so that you can gain information which I was stuck and you won't spend much hour like I did. So let's start creating the workflow. So now we can see that we have a Telegram trigger over here. So if you don't know how you can create the Telegram trigger, if in the plus icon, we can go to Telegram. And in Telegram, we can see there are so many different actions over here, but we are interested in trigger. So in the trigger, we can see there are multiple triggers over here, but we want on message. So we can use the trigger over here. And this trigger require the credential. So how you can create the credential? So for that, if I go to the credential part over here, it asks for the access token. And the base URL will remain the same, but we need the access token. So to get the access token, we can go to Telegram and we can search for the bot father. And over here, we can write the /new bot. Okay. Once we write the new bot, it is telling that what you want to call your bot. So we can see, we can write, let's say n8n demo test. So we have given the name. Now it's asking to choose a username for our bot. So and it should end with bot. So let's give this name. If I press enter, so we can see we have done everything and we have got our access token. We can use the access token and we can connect into our workflow. I have already done it, so I won't be doing it again, but you can follow the same steps. So once we'll do this, we want trigger on message. So whenever we receive a message, we want the trigger should run. So let's test step. And if I go to my post over here, I'll write create a new post. It could be any message. I'm just writing it over here. It could be any message. So I have ran it. So now we have got a message from the Telegram. Now, if you want, you can dynamically extract whatever news, whatever text you have sent in the Telegram. But for this video, I wanted a use case where we can get the latest AI news. So for that, I'm using the Perplexity search and I have hard-codingly done the prompt over here so that we can get the latest AI news which are there from today till the last week. I don't want the news which are there a month back or a year back. So we want the news which are only just a week back. Okay. So for that, we want to have the node where we can get the news from Perplexity. Okay. So for that, we can use the HTTP node. Inside that, we need to have the credentials for the Perplexity. So for that, we need to go to the Perplexity. And over here in the bottom, you can see we have a setting icon. Inside the setting icon, we need to go inside the API. And from API, we can generate our API key. As you can see, I have already generated one API key. You can click on generate button and you will get the API key. So now after that, once it is done, we can go to the documentation part and we can go inside the API reference. We'll get the curl command. You can use this curl command, import it directly inside the node. So if you do the import curl over here, just copy it and inside the node, we can just paste it and we'll get all the information which are there. But I already done, so I'm not doing it. Okay. And we need to have the header for Perplexity to work. So for that, what we can do, I'll just for now remove this part and send the header. Inside the header, we can write authorization. Inside the value, we need to write bearer and whatever the API key which we have generated. Okay, just paste it over here. But as you can see, we need to write this again and again whenever we are using the Perplexity node. To make it generic, what this n8n people have done, they have created an amazing way where inside the authentication, we can select the generic credential type. Inside that, we can create the header auth. And as you can see, I have all the header auth which I will be using again and again inside the node in the future part. So I have created for the Perplexity API header as well. So if I select this, my header has been already selected, so I don't need this header. So I'll close this part. Okay. And inside the JSON, we can go and you can see this is the content format in which the Perplexity require. So you can see I have written, you are a helpful AI assistant that provide the latest AI news about the artificial intelligence. Focus on significantly development, research breakthrough, new product launch, and blah, blah, blah. There are so many different kind of a thing. You can just change it in whatever format you want. It's your prompt. You can play around with it. And as you can see, I have asked for what are the latest AI news and development from today till the last week, and provide me only two to three stories because I don't want my LinkedIn post to become so big. I just want only 2 to 3 main news which I can show inside the LinkedIn part. And if I test it, so now as we can see, I have got the message with all the latest AI news which they have found out. But as you can see, it is not in the proper format. We want in the LinkedIn format which we can post. So for that, we will go to the AI agent. We'll come to this node later because this play a very important role. I'll come to this later. Okay. Let's go to our brain because this is a brain which converts the message which we have got from the Perplexity to the LinkedIn post. And inside this, we are using the prompt. It's very long because this prompt takes these different example in which we have shown what kind of a format we want. It has the hook, it has the main body, it has a CTA. So if you want to use the same prompt, I will post the template part in my description. You can just copy that JSON and come over here and import the file, and you will have the same workflow which I am using over here. Okay, so we have the prompt, and now I am using the OpenAI chat model over here so that we can create the account, and I'm using the structured output so that I can always get the output in the output key format. Okay, so let's run it. So before that, let's run this part. Now let's run this part. As you can see, it is running. So now as you can see, we have got our message, proper message over here, which is our LinkedIn ready. Okay, and we have got into the output key. So we can use this part, but there might be some place where we have got this double asterisk which doesn't show good inside the LinkedIn. So we need to remove that. So I have written a code block over here which replaces this double star over here with the normal sign. I tried mentioning in the prompt, but sometimes it doesn't work. So to have a preventive measure, I have replaced by normal space over here. Okay, let's run this part. And now after seeing this, there is some problem. We can see problem running workflow. I think we have not got the message. We can see we have got a message over here. If we go to the LinkedIn test tab part, and now if we can see, yeah, we got the proper message and there might be no double star over here. That's good. Now we want to have a feedback. So now we have generated the message. We want a feedback from the user. So we can just send the feedback to the, again, the same chat. So for that, we are again using the Telegram, but it's not the normal Telegram. It's the human in loop. So if you go in the plus sign, we'll search for the human in loop. You can see there is a human in loop. And inside this, we have the Telegram. So once you select this node will get open. Inside this, you need to connect the same credential which you connected for the trigger part. Okay. And now we want the resource as the message. Then we want send and wait for response. We don't want just message. We want send and wait for response because we are waiting for the response. And we want to send the chat ID which we generated from the first part. So if you close this whole thing, and if you go to the Telegram trigger, we have this chat ID from here. Just paste it over here and we'll get the same message. I'll just remove it and I'll just paste this chat ID. So we can see we have the same chat ID because it will send the message in the same chat. Now in the message, we are just writing this thing. Does this LinkedIn post good? You can write anything. I just written this part and the JSON output post which you have got from the code part over here. Okay, and now let's do the test step. And now it is waiting. So as you can see, it is waiting for the input. So if you go to the Telegram, we can see we have got that amazing Telegram message with everything which we wanted, the hook, amazing body, and the CTA. And now we can just respond to it. Like if inside the response, we can see we have the option to select this one. But how did this thing came? So if we go to the workflow, now we can see response type, it could be custom form. If I just approval part, now I will only get just approve it. Nothing will be there. As you can see, we have approval part over here. It will just give only normal message of approval. But if you want, we can just say we want approval and disapproval, but it won't consider the feedback. But we also want to pass the feedback. So we'll go into the response type and in the custom response and the field name, I think the earlier has gone. So I can write it again with you. So in the field name, we can write, what was it there? So we can see what we had written. So it was decision and feedback. And decision had two options, accept and decline, and feedback. I'll come over here and just make it now as decision. Then we want as a drop down list. And in drop down list, we want accept, another option as decline. Okay. And we want another field over here, add form element. We want as a feedback. So we'll take as feedback. And we want element type as text, nothing to be there. If you want in placeholder, we can write your feedback. Okay. And we want this decision to be required field. So for that, we'll toggle this on. And since test step is going on, so we'll stop it. Okay. So now we'll go to the if part. So now once we have got the message from Telegram, so I need to run everything again. So now let's go and see over here. Yeah, we can see we have got the message again, and let's go to the respond part. And now you can see we have got the decision with accept and decline and feedback part over here again. So let's say we want to add something over here, like the earlier example as well. So let's decline it. And let's say we also want to add the meta message where we want to integrate the newest meta model of Llama, which has the 10 million token capability. Now let's submit it. So once we have done the submit, so now we can see that we have got the response which we submitted, where decision is declined, and feedback we want to include the latest, include the Llama latest model. Okay. So now if you go to the if part, now if we want to decide, do we need to submit directly to the LinkedIn or we want to again process the feedback? So we'll have the if node over here, and the if we need to have the decision part over here. So from a Telegram, we can just take this node of the decision which we created, and we need this value equal to be accept for us to submit to LinkedIn post. If it is false, then it will go to the Perplexity again. So let's test this step. So now we can see we have got a false branch because it is false because we have declined it. So now again it will go to the Perplexity, the same thing that we mentioned over here, but there is a slight change in the prompt. So if you see the prompt, we have written the same content over here, but there is a new line. Also here is some feedback by the client. So we have got the feedback from the client. So we have just drag and drop this feedback part over here, paste it, and we'll run the same step again. So it will again generate the new message with the latest AI information with the feedback which we have got from the user. Okay. So over here, we can see that we have got again the information. So it will go and paste it over here. So now let's understand the importance of this field. So now what happens? So whenever we get passed from this node, so the informations come over here, and we can see we have the JSON choice 0, means choice 0 means it is a format from which we get the information from Perplexity. In choice 0, from the message, we can see we have content. So it always uses this information. Whenever the new informations come from the another branch, another node of Perplexity, it again flows over here. But if we run it again, so if I do it test tab again over here, so we can see this is the earlier information. This is the information from this node and not from this node. So to handle this information, to have the latest information always available in this particular path, we need to have this field. But now you might be asking that since you have the field, then also why you're getting the information from this node? It's because I have spent like 2 to 3 hours struggling for this. And at the end, I got the answer that you have to run everything continuously to have the proper answer in this field. Since I am running single node over here, I always get the answer from this node and not from this node. But if I run the whole workflow at once, then I'll get the information from this node. This will save a lot of your time because if you run a single node, you will for sure stuck in this thing. Okay. Now if I run everything again, so because only LinkedIn post is remaining. So if I run everything again, let's see how does this work. Let's start the test workflow. We'll go to the Telegram message and I'll write me a post. It will go over here. Now it has started fetching from the Perplexity search. Now it has set the node. So it has got the message from the Perplexity. It has set the node. Just remember some of the few line over here. Okay. Now it is waiting for me in the Telegram. to get the message. So I want to again add some feedback because we want to see the flow. I'll decline it, add a feedback, add latest llama model. It will go again from the Perplexity. Inside this, you can see there is some new, different information. In the left hand side, you can see it is the earlier information. In the right hand side, see you can see there is a different information over here. Let's go because it is waiting again for us for the review. Let's come over here. Over here also you can see this is the earlier message which we got for the review. This is a new message which we got for the review. Okay, it has the llama model message information over here. If you again don't like, you can just decline it. But for now, I'll just accept it now. I'll go to the respond, open it, and accept it. Since this is the required field, it is not a required field. I'll just submit it, and it will go through directly to the LinkedIn. So there is some problem in the LinkedIn, but yeah, it has gone through the LinkedIn part over here. So let's see what's the problem in LinkedIn. So at the time of recording, I saw that I'm getting this error. So I went and searched it. So in the n8n community, I can see that all were getting the same error. This is because the node is broken with the newer latest version, which I was using is kind of 1.88. So till the node get fixed, we can use the HTTP node, which I have shown in my last video, where just you need to connect the normal HTTP node and everything. So I think I'll leave this with the homework. The main purpose of this video was to show you how you can use the human in the loop part for your feedback, and you can use the feedback, you can generate the answer again, you will get the more refined answer as you ask for. Okay, and this is the normal thing. I think I have shown this normal HTTP LinkedIn node in my previous video. I'll link that video in my I button. You can check out video over there. So that's it. If you like the video, please press the like button, share your suggestion, your feedback in the comment box. I read through all the comments and get the insights what you are thinking for, what more information you're asking for. And please share this video with the people who are learning this n8n, because this tool will save a lot of time for you, because this is a very simple tool to use and it can be learned by any person. It could be technical, it could be non-technical, it can be done by any person. Share with them. So see you in the next video. Till then, take care.